Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Top Coin, where we dive deep into the world of coins, collectibles, and the treasures hiding right in your pocket change. Today, we've got a real treat for you. We're going to explore a humble little coin that you might have completely overlooked. That's right, we're talking about the 1999 Canadian 1-cent coin. Now, you're probably thinking, a penny? Come on, that's barely worth anything. But here's the surprise. Some of these coins, yes, even the ones minted in 1999, have sold for way more than 1 cent. We're talking about rare varieties, valuable errors, and historical significance that have pushed prices into the hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So before you toss that penny aside, you might want to take a closer look. In this video, we're going to dig into the fascinating history of the 1999 Canadian penny, the rare features you should be on the lookout for, the different mint varieties, how to identify error coins, and of course, what these coins are worth on the current market in 2025. Stay tuned, because you might just be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Let's start with a little background. The Canadian 1-cent coin, more commonly known as the penny, was first introduced in 1858. For more than 150 years, it was part of daily life in Canada. You used it to buy candy, pay tax differences, and it jingled at the bottom of your pockets and piggy banks. But over time, inflation made the coin less and less useful. It simply cost more to produce than it was actually worth. That's why, in 2012, the Royal Canadian Mint officially stopped production of the penny, and in 2013, it was removed from circulation altogether. But before that, there were millions and millions of pennies minted, some common, and others rare gems hiding in plain sight. Now 1999 was one of the final years before the penny started its decline in relevance. And surprisingly, it holds a few secrets that could make you richer than you think. So what exactly does the 1999 Canadian penny look like? On the obverse or front side, you'll find the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Dora de Petrie-Hunt. This was the third official portrait used on Canadian coinage and was introduced in 1990. It shows a right-facing bust of the Queen, wearing a tiara, with the words, Elizabeth II DG Regina, surrounding her image. Flip it over to the reverse, and you'll see the iconic maple leaf twig, a Canadian symbol through and through. This design was created by George Kruger Gray and first appeared in 1937. The reverse also features the word Canada, the date 1999, and the coin's denomination, 1 cent. The coin is made of copper-plated zinc, weighs 2.25 grams, and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. It's small, yes, but mighty, especially if you know what to look for. Now here's where things get exciting. Not every 1999 Canadian penny is the same. Most are common and only worth face value. But there are certain versions and errors that collectors are willing to pay a premium for. Let's break them down. Point 1. Off-center strikes. These happen when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in a design that's shifted to one side. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin. A 1999 penny with a 50% off-center strike could fetch $100 to $300 or even more, depending on condition. Point 2. Double dies. A double die error occurs when the die strikes the coin twice slightly off position, causing a doubling effect in the letters or numbers. This is especially valuable if visible on the date or word Canada. A clear double die on a 1999 penny has been known to sell for several $100s. Point 3. Die cracks and cuds. These are raised lines or blobs of metal that appear when a die begins to fail. While not always highly valuable, some unique patterns from 1999 have sold for $10 to $50 depending on the prominence. Point 4. Missing plating. Since these coins are copper-plated over zinc, sometimes the copper doesn't adhere correctly. A 1999 penny with missing copper plating can look silver-colored and may be worth $50 to $200 depending on how dramatic the error is. Point 5. Proof-like and specimen versions. If your 1999 penny came from a special collector set, it might have a proof-like or specimen finish. These coins weren't meant for circulation and often have mirror-like surfaces. They're worth more, usually between $5 to $50, and even higher if they're graded as high MS or PL condition. Now let's talk numbers. What are these coins actually selling for today in 2025? On average, a regular 1999 Canadian 1-cent coin in circulated condition is only worth about 1 to 5 cents. That's the bad news. But if you have a high-grade uncirculated coin, especially one that's been professionally graded MS65 or higher, you could be looking at $5 to $20 from the right collector. If your penny has an error, like the ones we mentioned earlier, the value shoots up significantly. Off-center strikes, $100 to $300 double die errors, $150 to $500 missing plating, $50 to $200 die cracks/cuds, $10 to $50 proof like or specimen versions, $5 to $75, and here's the kicker, some rare era coins from 1999 have sold for over $1,000 at auction. That's right, a 1-cent coin selling for $1,000 or more. It all depends on the rarity, condition, and demand from collectors. So how do you know if your 1999 penny is worth a small fortune? Here's a quick checklist. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, cracks, or oddities in the letters and numbers. Weigh the coin with a digital scale. If it's too heavy or too light, it might be an error. Compare it with a regular penny to look for color differences or unusual strikes. Use online coin forums or coin value apps to compare your find with known errors. For serious finds, send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official evaluation. So there you have it, the surprising story of the 1999 Canadian 1-cent coin. A coin you've probably walked past 100 times or maybe have stashed away in an old jar somewhere. It might be worth a cent, or it might be worth $100, $500, even $1,000. That's the thrill of coin collecting. Always check your change. Always take a closer look. Because sometimes, history and hidden value come in the smallest, most unexpected packages. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin videos just like this, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a treasure hunting opportunity. Drop a comment below if you have a 1999 penny or any coin questions. I read and reply to as many as I can. What if I told you that a simple 5-cent coin from Canada, minted in 2006, yes, just 5 tiny cents, could be worth way more than you think today? We're not just talking nickels here. We're talking rare varieties, unexpected minting errors, and skyrocketing collector value. So if you've got some old change lying around, or you're just starting out in coin collecting, this video might make you dig deep into your drawers. You might be sitting on a small treasure. Make sure to stay with us to the end because I'll be revealing the top recent auction prices, what collectors are currently paying, and how you can spot a valuable 2006 Canadian 5-cent coin that could be worth hundreds, or even more. Let's dive in. First things first. Let's talk about the origins of this seemingly ordinary coin. The 5-cent coin, affectionately known as the Canadian nickel, has been in circulation since the late 1800s. But in 2006, something special happened. The Royal Canadian Mint continued the long-standing tradition of minting this coin with its iconic beaver design. Yes, that hard-working little beaver sitting on a rock, a symbol of Canadian industriousness since 1937, was once again featured on the reverse of the coin, while Queen Elizabeth II appeared on the obverse. But here's where it gets interesting. 2006 was a transition year for the Royal Canadian Mint. That year, the mint began to shift from traditional nickel composition to using plated steel, a change that introduced several varieties and anomalies into circulation. And those little differences? They're what coin collectors love. Now, not all 2006 nickels are created equal. That year, the mint produced coins at different facilities, primarily in Winnipeg and Ottawa, and there are several varieties to look out for. Let's break it down. There are 3 major varieties of the 2006 Canadian 5-cent coin. 2006, no P, nickel. This version is made of pure nickel, with no P mark under the Queen's portrait. These are the standard circulation coins, but they are getting harder to find, especially in uncirculated condition. 2006 P. plated steel. These coins have a small P mark under the Queen's portrait, indicating the use of plated steel. They're more common but still collectible in high grades, especially proof-like or specimen sets. 2006 RCM logo. These were issued in collector sets and show a tiny Royal Canadian Mint logo under the Queen's image instead of a P. These are rarer and highly desirable among collectors. They were never intended for circulation. Each of these versions has different compositions, finishes, and rarity, which means different values too. Now, let's get to the exciting part: why some of these nickels are turning heads in the coin collecting world. While a typical 2006 Canadian 5-cent coin might be worth face value if it's worn, certain versions in mint condition or with errors can be worth much more. What makes a coin more valuable? Mint errors like mis-strikes, die cracks, off-center strikes, or double dies, uncirculated condition or better. We're talking MS65, MS67 grades and higher low mintage varieties such as the RCM logo version specimen or proof-like strikes found in collector sets. And here's the kicker: a few 2006 5-cent coins have sold at auctions for over $50 to $100. Especially those in pristine condition or with unique characteristics. In fact, collectors have paid upwards of $200 for a high-grade RCM logo version. Even some P-marked coins in flawless condition, especially certified by third-party graders like PCGS or NGC, are seeing bids well over $30 to $50. Alright, time to go digging. Here's how you can check your 2006 Canadian 5-cent coins. If there's a P, it's a plated steel version. If there's a maple leaf logo, that's the RCM collector version. Much rarer. If there's no mark at all, it might be the earlier nickel version. Nickel coins are slightly more silvery and heavier than plated steel. If you have a sensitive scale, nickel coins weigh slightly more than their steel counterparts. Use a magnifying glass and examine both sides. Look for doubling in the date or lettering, die cracks, or anything that looks off. A coin in mint state will have no scratches, no circulation marks, and will look fresh as the day it was minted. These are the ones worth getting graded professionally. So what's the 2006 Canadian 5-cent coin worth today? Let's break it down based on the latest market activity. Regular circulated coin, worth about face value, or slightly above if in decent shape. Uncirculated P version, around $1 to $5, depending on the grade. RCM logo version in pristine condition, $50 to $200, sometimes more. Mint era coins, anywhere from $25 to several $100s, based on rarity and demand. Keep in mind, coin values are constantly fluctuating based on the collector market. With inflation, metal prices, and growing interest in modern Canadian coinage, now might be the perfect time to dig out your change jars and look closely. So there you have it. The 2006 Canadian 5-cent coin might seem like just another nickel in your pocket, but for collectors and treasure hunters, it's a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Whether you're in Canada or just a fan of coin collecting, keep your eyes peeled for those key varieties and mint marks. The next time you get change at the grocery store, don't just toss it aside. You might be holding a miniature fortune. Have you found a rare Canadian coin in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Canadian coin history, give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell, because we've got more rare coin stories, collecting tips, and treasure hunts coming your way. What if I told you that a simple 5-cent coin from Canada, minted in the year 2015, might be sitting quietly in your pocket or coin jar right now, secretly worth a lot more than you think? Yes, today we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 2015 Canadian nickel. You won't believe the history behind it, the subtle details collectors are hunting for, and just how much money this small coin could bring you today on the open market. Stick around because by the end of this video, you might just want to go digging through your change. Let's go back in time for a moment. The Canadian 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, has been around since 1858. Over the decades, it's seen many changes, not just in design, but also in size, composition, and historical relevance. From the iconic beaver introduced in 1937, which continues to grace the coin's reverse side, to commemorative editions and design tweaks that have caught the eye of collectors across the globe. Now, fast forward to 2015. At first glance, the coin minted in that year may seem quite ordinary. Same diameter. Same beaver. Same Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. But numismatics, the study of coins, teaches us that even the most unassuming coins can hold incredible value. So, what makes the 2015 Canadian 5-cent coin so special? In 2015, the Royal Canadian Mint produced millions of these 5-cent coins. However, as always, there were subtle differences, low mintage runs, and condition-based rarities that slipped under the radar. There were also some coins struck with exceptional precision, known as proof-like or specimen strikes, and some with mint errors. These variations can skyrocket a coin's value far beyond 5 cents. Collectors have discovered a few things that can make your 2015 nickel stand out. First, high-grade examples with virtually no wear, coins that might have been saved in rolls or not circulated at all, can fetch strong prices on the collector's market. Second, error coins. There have been reports of double die strikes, off-center errors, and even misaligned dies on 2015 nickels. If you happen to have one with any of these mistakes, congratulations, you're potentially holding a small treasure. Third, low population coins graded by third-party services like PCGS or NGC. A coin graded MS65 or higher, especially with full luster and sharp detail, can command impressive premiums. So how can you tell if your 2015 Canadian 5-cent coin is valuable? Start by checking these key features. Look at the edges. Are they clean, sharp, and even? A strong strike is a good sign. Examine the coin under good lighting or even a magnifying glass. Look for errors, like doubling of letters or numbers, off-center designs, or any irregular marks that weren't caused by circulation wear. Pay close attention to the surface condition. If it's shiny, uncirculated, or has no signs of handling, it might qualify as mint state, and that increases value dramatically. You can also weigh the coin. A standard 2015 nickel should weigh about 3.95 grams. Anything significantly off might be a rare minting error, and if you think your coin might be valuable, consider sending it to a professional coin grading service. A certified grade can help you sell it for top dollar. Now let's talk money. Just how much can this coin be worth? Most circulated 2015 nickels are still worth their face value, 5 cents. But in mint state condition, the value jumps quickly. Coins graded MS64 are regularly selling for $10 to $15. Move up to MS65 and the value can increase to $25 or more. And if you have a flawless MS67 example, collectors have been known to pay $50 to even $100 depending on the buyer and the market. And that's not all. Error coins can sell for much more. A double die error or off-center strike has sold for over $200 Canadian in online auctions. Proof-like examples from special mint sets can also command higher values, especially if still sealed in their original packaging. Remember, coin values depend on rarity, condition, and demand. Right now, there's increasing interest in modern Canadian coinage, especially from collectors in the US, Europe, and Asia, who admire the quality of Canadian minting. So why is the 2015 nickel gaining attention now? A few reasons. First, younger collectors are entering the hobby and are drawn to modern coins that are affordable yet potentially profitable. A 2015 nickel is much easier to find and collect than an 1800s coin, and in mint state, it's already valuable. Second, there's growing speculation around modern coin hoarding. Some investors believe that modern coins with low population grades today could become tomorrow's rare finds, similar to how early 1960s and 70s coins have become desirable in recent years. Third, the design itself remains iconic. The Canadian beaver has become a beloved symbol, and its continuity across decades gives the coin a timeless appeal. If you think you have a valuable 2015 5-cent coin, you've got several options to turn it into cash. First, try online auction sites like eBay. Make sure to include high-resolution photos and mention any unique traits or errors. Second, attend coin shows or visit local dealers. You might find someone willing to pay on the spot. Third, join coin collecting forums or Facebook groups. These communities often have collectors actively looking to buy specific coins. And don't forget, if your coin is in pristine condition, getting it professionally graded can double or even triple its market value. So, the next time you're going through your spare change, don't ignore the nickels, especially if it's from 2015. It might seem like just another ordinary coin, but with the right condition or rare error, it could be worth much, much more than 5 cents. Have a 2015 Canadian 5-cent coin. Found something unusual? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you learned something new today or found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more rare coin stories, market updates, and collecting tips. We post weekly videos uncovering the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your eyes on your coins, because you never know when you might be holding something truly valuable.